What's up everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai model kit Boba Fett from Star Wars The Mandalorian. So in this video, I'm just going to show you the finished product. I did not record the build or all the painting because in the past when I've done that, I can see in YouTube Studio that everyone skips that part. No one watches that, so I'm not doing that again. I'm just going to show you the finished product. This was fun to build and fun to paint, so let's take it in the other room and let's get a better look. And here is the Bandai model kit Boba Fett. Again, this thing was fun to put together. It did take a while. I mean, for me, the build plus all the painting was probably around 5 hours total. And as far as the amount of pieces there are for this particular model, here's a picture of all the sprues. Yeah, it's a lot, but this thing is nicely detailed and it's just fun. These are fun to assemble, and I think I'll just start up top. The helmet looks great, and as far as painting on the helmet, I hit this with some light silver dry brushing, because in The Mandalorian, this whole look, the re-armored look, really wasn't that scratched up. So I just hit that very lightly, slight scratch there, slight scratches here, okay, because he was pretty clean. That's a sticker. Now these right here, I did paint these by hand. There was a sticker, but as I was applying the sticker, the corner on the red side folded in on itself and in turn stuck to itself, so it was not usable. So I actually painted these with a toothpick, and I think I did pretty good. The red and the black, I'm pretty pleased with myself. That was tricky, but they did okay. That's a sticker. This is a sticker. As far as the rangefinder, I did paint the red up here, right there, okay, with a toothpick. I painted this portion. There was a sticker for it, but it really didn't stay well, so I just painted it. And in turn, with a couple of coats of paint on it, has made it not articulate that well. It does articulate, but this thing is so soft and bendy, I'm not going to mess with it, but it can fold down. But you know, with a couple of coats of paint on it, it really doesn't want to. So it's going to stay right there. What else? That's a sticker. I hit that with some very light silver dry brushing right there. Probably can, I don't know if it's going to show up. Yeah, it's just very faint. But that's the helmet. These are a pain. Right here, these little cloth bits, they're kind of a nightmare, but they look okay. The chest armor, sticker, you know, they look good. Slight silver dry brushing there as well as there. That's a sticker. Okay, that looks good. Good detail on the sleeves, the gauntlets. That's a sticker. I hit this with some very light silver dry brushing on the corners, okay, just to bring out some detail, make it look a little rough. These are a pain, okay. They're not the softest thing in the world, so when I flexed his arm up, that is the position that they chose to stay in. It is what it is. But this gauntlet looks good. That's a sticker. I hit that with some very light silver dry brushing, as well as the corners, and that's a sticker there. And as far as the blaster, okay, the EE3, I did paint this. That was a joy, all in there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, that was kind of tricky, but I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, just painted the stock and then hit the weapon itself with some light silver dry brushing. I think it looks good. And as far as the pistol, all right, to get the pistol out, you kind of have to pop the holster out and take this strap off to get the pistol out. But I did paint the grip, and I hit those two little rivets right there with a toothpick with black. And here's a picture of both blasters, okay, so you can see the finished product. You know, for the blasters, I think the painting turned out pretty good, but I really don't want to take this out again. Okay, but you can see what they look like. Okay, not bad, not bad. The silver dry brushing really adds a lot. This cloth piece. All right, so this right here, the front one is held on by a small peg. Okay, just on one side, on this side, not on this side. So as you're snapping the front of the belt on, you have to make sure this side of it stays under the belt. And it was a real joy. Same thing in the back. The rear one is held on by a rectangular peg over here, but not over here. So when you're snapping the back part of the belt in place, you have to make sure this end stays up in there. And then just brown legs, kind of dark brown legs. But I think that's I don't know, the Black Series version of this Boba, it's all black, the model kit, the pants are brown. Okay, it's no huge deal. Now these are separate pieces right here. Now this small one, this right here you have to be super careful of, because when you snip it off the sprue, this thing wants to go flying and it will literally disappear. You will never see it again. But I did have to use just some very fine pickups and just stick that in there. Okay, you can see how small that is. That was a hoot right there. Yeah, but I got it. And then the boots. Yeah, nicely detailed figure. And then our model and the jetpack. Okay, this thing was, I mean, this is several pieces right here. Everything is a separate piece, even right down to these things. But the jets look good. Okay, yeah, decal. Come on, focus. Sticker, and sticker, and then I hit this with some very light silver dry brushing as well, just to make just a few scratches on it, okay, like on the corners, okay, just to bring out some detail. Let's see what I missed. Back to the belt, sticker and sticker. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, it's a cool looking model. It's a very cool model, and the articulation is actually pretty good on this thing. The head has some pretty good range, but the head does pop off very easily, so be mindful of that. He does have butterfly shoulders. The elbows are actually really good on these model kits. That is outstanding right there. Very good range. The jets can articulate. He's got pretty good range in the midsection. The legs kind of go up at a V, okay, but they do go up. It's kind of a drop-down hip, which is kind of neat. Okay, you got some pivot there. The knees, now this left one in particular, you do have to be careful. If you go past this, it will just kind of lever out the part that's holding it into the thigh. Okay, so be careful with that. But, oh, yep, see? There it goes. Hang on, let me put this back in. Okay, there. Yeah, it's easy to put back in, but just be mindful. The wrists, of course, can swivel, and they're on a ball. Okay. Yeah, the articulation is actually pretty good. I mean, it's very close to Black Series. Let me put him down and just show you there is an alternate head. Okay, but I've never painted a head before. I'm going to have to watch some tutorials on how to paint a face and you know, make it look kind of lifelike. It's a great sculpt, I have to admit. I mean, that looks like Tamira Morrison right there. It's an outstanding sculpt. It's just I've never painted a head before. I may have to sand that down a little bit more right there, because this is in two pieces. But yeah, it's a good-looking head. Fantastic. And then there is a fist for the right hand. Okay, I definitely won't use that. The EE3 is staying in his hand, and I'm probably just going to pose him, you know, firing. Now, here, you can get the rifle up here. Just sort of bend him up carefully, because this is a model. It's not a toy, it's a model. This hand wants to, like, spring back. Okay, but you can get the rifle up there to his shoulder. It's just this hand wants to spring back or spring down. There, that's not bad. That is not bad. It's actually impressive, actually. Yeah, the stock is right where it should be. And I have to say, I'm very pleased with how that turned out. Actually, here, I'm going to have him firing from the hip. This is how I'm going to have him posed. Just like this, which is how I had him in the beginning, in the intro. Yeah, I think this looks fantastic. It's a great looking model, and he does come with a stand. And I'm definitely using this, you know, being on the shelf. I do not want him to fall, because he is high enough to where if he fell and hit the ground, it would shatter. Because, again, it's not a toy. It is a model. So his left foot snaps in there, and it does add a little bit of height. That's, I don't know, a little over a 1/4 inch, but it's okay. It's okay. The stands actually work very well, so yeah, definitely using this. And here, real quick, this is how he compares with the Black Series version of himself. I think I like the model kit better, honestly, as far as proportions. I mean, he's definitely beefier up top. He is a little bit taller, but I don't know, in the shoulders, I think he looks a lot better here, you know, the model kit. But that's how he compares. And I forgot to show you, the jetpack is removable. You have to be careful. Come on. Yeah, it's just held on by 2 pegs. Okay, and these here were a separate piece. Yeah, pretty cool. And it's very tight, very snug. That sits in there nicely. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. But yeah, I am very, very pleased with this. I'm happy with the end result. So let's go stick the two Bobas back on the shelf and let's see how they look there. But one thing real quick, I do want to show you how this stand works. So the left foot goes in there, that little cutout, and it actually snaps in. There, you heard that? It's an audible snap. Okay, so it is locked in there securely. Okay, nice peace of mind having him on a stand. Yeah, that looks good. So now let's go stick him on the shelf. And here we are, and I think he looks phenomenal. Now the cloth bits do come out looking almost, I don't know, kind of a grayish purple look, but they're actually kind of brown. It's just this light. But as you see, the green is a little more bold on the model kit versus, I don't know, kind of a muted green on the Black Series version. And of course, having him on a stand does jack him up a little bit. But I think he looks fantastic. Fun to build, fun to paint, kind of tricky in places, but overall, just a blast. Very, very happy with this model. And I think I'm just going to end the video here. So if you enjoy videos like this, smack like and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it. And something else that I would love for you to consider, and that is joining the channel. It is the 112th Battalion. It's only 99 cents a month. You'll get sneak peeks to upcoming videos, custom emojis and loyalty badges, and even some exclusive members-only content. I would definitely appreciate that. But just like always, thank you all so much for watching. See y'all next time.